So now let's just start looking at some ideas. So let's take this thing, okay? When I'm building a lick sometimes, the lick is less about the notes, and sometimes not, but it's less about the notes and it's more about the pattern that I'm creating. Let me show you what I mean. So if I go right there, what I'm doing is I'm playing, for those of you that might not be able to see very well, I'm going from 8 to 7, I'm doing a pull-off, and then I'm dropping down to the 9th fret of the 3rd string, back to the 7, and then a pull-off from 9 to 7 on the 3rd string. Like there. Right there. Now let's think about that. Da 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 da. So da 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 da. It's a 6-note sequence instead of just playing 4 notes where I'm going. You see? So if I play that 4 note over there. See, it doesn't sound quite as exciting. If I play it as a 6-note sequence, okay? Now, if I was going to double that speed, it would sound like this. So again, if I double it, and this gets into that whole thing of faster is better, slower is better. For me, neither one's better. They both do different things. When you speed something up, it adds energy. It does. It just adds energy. It adds power to what you're doing. When you play something very, very slow all the time, it's hard to create that energy. But the problem is too, is if you play fast all the time, when you slow down, it just adds another complete element of dynamic because everything isn't fast, right? So when we bring it back down, it can sound really, really cool by doing something like that. So that's what we're dealing with. Now, if we look at that lick that I just played, and we break down not the notes necessarily, but the pattern. I'm playing a pull-off on a string, and then I'm going to the next string up, and then going back and then doing a pull-off on that thicker string, right? So as I go, what I want you to concentrate on is the pattern that I'm using to play the lick, not the notes, because the notes themselves can be changed. I can put this anywhere I want, relatively speaking, inside that scale. So let's say I do the same thing, only this time what I'm gonna do is instead of playing it here, which is what I just did, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move over here and play 5 and 7, and then 8 and 5. See that? So now let me start that again. Slower, we'll have double time. Double time. See? So somewhere in there is where you are, right? One of those is where you are, but I'm using that same pattern as I play. So I might move somewhere else. I might move up to maybe 10, 7, 8, 7. Or 12, 8. I've always loved that sound where I'm playing 12, 8, 12, 8. But the pattern itself is the same. The way I'm picking it is the same. So that's something that I think is really important when you start learning licks, is understanding that even though the lick that you're learning might have different notes or be in a different key or something like that, oftentimes if you start focusing on the pattern itself that you're doing, you'll learn more about you and what's comfortable and what's uncomfortable for you when you play.